feel like I should sing for you guys or something, but I don't think you want to hear that necessarily. Rather than sit in silence though, I will share with you something that I'm starting at the moment with my team. It's going to be called a weekly mantra. So I'm basically just going to be starting off a weekly kind of quote that basically, you know, just speaks to you and reminds you of throughout the week. So this is this week's weekly mantra. So, let the refining and improving of your own life keep you so busy that you have little time to criticize others. And that's by H. Jackson Brown Jr. And I love that quote because I always say that I am the least judgmental person you can possibly find, because I tend to think I put myself in other people's shoes. And with this job, what we do, I think that's a massive thing that we have to do. You know, when people come to us asking for help, they need someone who's trustworthy and someone who isn't going to judge them. So I love that quote. That's a really good quote. So I'll post that on my wall or something afterwards, so you guys can all share that. Yeah, so I hope you like that quote. Just, we've got 1 more minute to go, but something that I've been talking about this week is actually called microwave mentality. So those of you who don't know what a microwave mentality is, it's the idea of that our society now wants everything at an instant, whether it's, you know, business, whether it's weight loss, whether it's, you know, amazing long hair. You know, there's so many different ways that we can have this microwave mentality. And of course with food as well, fast food. I've actually got rid of my microwave because I don't, obviously it makes your food go down in terms of nutritional value. So this microwave mentality is something that is becoming more and more in our society. And that is why Snapchat is a really good key social media that we should all be using to the maximum. So tonight I'm not going to go into massive depth, but yes, I will say the quote again. I'll do it at the end. I'm not going to go into massive depth in terms of why you should be. I'm not obviously here to tell you what to do with your business, but I'm here to tell you why I have been doing it for the past 2 years. I basically I was already using it, but I listened to a podcast about 2 years ago that said within the next 3 to 5 years, Snapchat is going to be the biggest form of social media, and it is at the moment. So you can hear me, just come to my internet and say you can hear me. But I'm going to basically try but off my phone. So this will go, screen sharing. Here we go. So hopefully, can someone just tell me whether they can see this screen? Can someone just give me a thumbs up? Yeah, cool. Right, I'm going into full screen mode, which now means I can't see your pictures and I can't see the chat. So just have to, someone ping me if something happens. Oh, okay. So you can basically see my screen because I am currently on Snapchat. So this is the screen of my mobile phone. These are all the people here that I follow. So basically, I'm just going to go through kind of the basics of what you should be doing and why. So this is up here is called your story. Oh, that was last night. So this is all the Snapchats that I've been taking today, and I put it into what's called a story. So literally, you know, what we do as a business is tell our stories, right? So this is a massive part as to why it's so important. So I had a business meeting last night that I took a picture of. Then, you know, I've made chocolate ice lollies that I've been showing people what I've been doing, going to the gym. So you can take You've got the videos as well as pictures. And basically, for those of you who really don't know what Snapchat is, it's the concept of you get a 10-second slot. So whatever you are taking cannot be longer than 10 seconds. So it can be a 2-second video, 5-second video, 2-second picture, 5-second picture, but it cannot be longer than 10 seconds. And this is the idea of the microwave mentality, is that you can see when you have that person watching your Snapchat, you have their full attention for that 10 seconds, because they know that once it's gone, it disappears. So if you send a Snapchat, I'm just going to do one now, just seeing you both views. Hi. So just going to send Emma a Snapchat. There we go. So I've just sent Emma a nice picture of me, so she knows that when she gets that picture, it says delivered there now, when she gets that picture, once she's watched it, she'll never be able to see that again, because it will disappear. Whereas if you have a Facebook post, whether it's a, ooh, it's a horrible image, sorry, whether it's a picture, whether it's a lot of text, people will just scroll through, you know, even if it's a video, people will watch for a couple of seconds maybe, but they'll keep scrolling through because they know that they can come back to it if they want to. But guess what? You might not end up in their feed again. So you might not actually be able to go back to it, they'll forget about it. But you have their full attention for that 10 seconds, which is why it's so important, because our attention span is getting shorter and shorter as a nation. So that's one of the major things. The other major things, obviously, you're telling your story throughout the day, so you're popping up. Also, you can actually tell from your story, you see these little numbers that say like 51, 58, 64, and they've got an I next to them. That is how many people have actually watched your story. So like 118 up here, okay? That's from my last one from last night. Okay, you can actually see all of the names of all of the people who have watched your Snapchat. So putting up a video on Facebook, right? But it might say you have 341 views, but you have no idea who those people are. Unless they like or comment, you have no idea who those people are. But here, you can see how I have 118 people who's watched this lovely picture of me from last night, that I'm doing a Saturday night business meeting showing that I'm committed. And guess what? I have all the names of those people. So you will be able to monitor, like over the weeks, over the days, who is actually watching you, who's watching your story, who's staying in contact. You can get in touch with them. You can send them personal Snapchats. Ooh. So you can either send them what's called like, this is someone who's messaged me saying yum to my chocolate lollies. She's making conversation. So you can, here is basically everyone's, this is what's called your feed. So this is like a Facebook feed. But unless you click on it, you don't get the distraction, which is what I love as well, because Facebook can be so distracting, right? But you can follow people who are your friends. You can follow people who are inspiring. So Cara at the Champagne Diet is the author of The Girl Code and all the rest of those amazing books. She is amazing. So you get inspiration on there as well. So these are all the people who have done a story today. So once you put your story up after 24 hours, it deletes. So when it says, oh look, Emma sent me a snack, maybe we should have a look. These are all the people who have had their Snapchat day, and then these are the people who like your A to C, so you should be able to see at the side at some point, like it says, yeah, there we go. So you can do the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you can like click on someone and like send them a message somehow. So you can literally like watch their story and then send them a message and say, hey, how are you? So that's another good thing. So just a few like tips and tricks and stuff. So let's just say, I'm just going to take a picture here. So I've taken a picture, and then you can type whatever you want to type. So I'm doing a webinar on Snapchat. And then you can change the text so it's bigger. You can change it so it's in the middle. You can make it really large. You can make it really small. You can, it's just really basic stuff you guys probably already know. And you can add like smiley faces, like ha ha ha. And you can make those bigger as well. Oh, look, a fox. And you can also change the color of your text as well. So whether you want to do that, if you want to go back to white, you have to swipe up into the top corner in the white. And then you can also, you can draw as well. So you can draw, so you can make the writing stand out more. You can draw like hearts or whatever you want to do, point arrows to your fox. And then also, just go to that. You can undo it. You can do, so you can also do filters as well. So you're just swiping across. So you're literally just swiping, and then you get the miles per hour or kilometers per hour. Then you can get the degrees, Fahrenheit or Celsius by just tapping on it. And you've got the time, or you can have the date if you want instead. And then you can also take a video. So, hi everyone, I'm doing a webinar on Snapchat. So I haven't linked up the mic so you can't hear the mic on the computer, but you can also rewind it so you can make it look funny, you can make it look really fast, kind of fast, really slow. So you can still do all the date and time and stuff. And then if you want to have two different, for example, you want to have the date on and you want to have a colored filter, if you just hold down at the same time and swipe, you can put the different colors on, for example, black and white. And if you want to delete it, you can just go right to the left. But yeah, that's just a cool little trick.
Won't be long anyway. Can't really hear.
Everybody again, so I'll unmute you in a second, okay? There's loads of people not muted. Just 1 second.
Okay. Just gonna take a drink. Hey, so I hope you. I'm just gonna read some of the chat. Oh, you all exchanging. Oh, that's really cool. Is there any like? I just Snapchat names. What is your Snapchat name? My Snapchat name is, I'm going to type it, AnnaLou92, because I didn't create my Snapchat for business originally. I created it for personal. If you now, you just literally have to swipe across. If you want to speed up or slow down the video, it's literally swipe like you would for filters. So yeah, if you haven't already created a Snapchat, do one that's sensible for business in mind. Personally, I did weigh up the idea of starting again, and I spoke to Mark Hudson about it, and he said not to, because, you know, I've built up followers. I've been doing it for 2 years, so I've got people on there who I probably don't even have on Facebook yet, who kind of watch. So yeah, definitely build that up as much as you can. Oh, I just realised I'm still screen sharing on it. Does anyone have any questions regarding Snapchat quickly? One thing I will say as well is don't spam. Like, all the rules that we use for Facebook still apply to Snapchat. Don't spam. Don't put Juice Plus labels all over the place. Like, even when I've got this bottle, I really try and not get the Juice Plus in it. Like, just have the one simple change or something, because people don't necessarily recognize that, you know. How do you see someone else's story? I'm trying to see Rachel's Allen's. I can't see it. Just try tapping. If she hasn't done a story today, you won't be able to see it. But if it's got a little picture icon, you should be able to just tap on it. If you just tap on her name. There's different ways that you can find people. So, for example, we've got 9 new friends. Thanks, guys. just by, okay, so if you swipe downwards, you'll bring up, you won't have a picture there if you haven't taken one, but you can take some pictures. Then obviously it shows you who's added you here. And then when you click on add friends, there are 3 different ways that you can add people, or 4 even. So you can either have their phone number. Hang on, let me put this into full screen so you can see better. You can either add them by their phone number, so like add from your address book. Their Snapchat code is basically if you take a picture of that, of someone else's picture, you can then add that through your phone. Oh, no, I want to keep that, please. So it will literally add by snap code, and then it will go into your camera roll. I'm not going to show you that though, in case there's just a picture of food. So you add people through that. Then you can go add by you nearby, which is what we did at Six Figure Summit. If you were there, if you're with someone who has Snapchat and you want to add them, just click on add nearby. They do the same, and then it will pop up with both of you there. And then obviously you can do the add by username. So just typing in your username there, and you'll be able to find them. So that's how you add people. They also have this thing which is called trophies, which you just have to do certain things, but I don't really pay much attention to it. Like sent a video snap without audio. I don't really know what it is. And also you can do, oh, let's watch on a snap. Hey! So then, for example, you can watch the whole thing, or if you wanted to end it quicker, you could just tap it. Let's end it anyway. If you wanted to chat with someone, you just swipe on their name, and then you can just like send them a message. It's my stepsister, she won't mind. Okay. If you wanted to basically go take a picture, and then you can save it directly, which is that little arrow in the bottom, and then you can press on the clock and change the seconds. So you can have it for 10 full seconds, you can have it for 1. So just remember to change it sometimes, because sometimes I forget if I put it on a few seconds. So you can do that. And obviously you can change the camera by doing the top little face thing, or you can just double tap. And do you guys know how to do the weird filters as well? If you just press over your face, then you can do all these cool like photos. Like, oh hey, thanks. Yeah, I'm so cool. So yeah, you can do that as well and take pictures and look funny. But what I would say, if you're going to be using this for your business, try not to have too many things that you wouldn't find interesting. Like, for example, one person I've seen just post so much stuff about her cat, and at first it was really cute, but then it got like, okay, it's still her cat. It's her cat like licking some food now. So, you know, think about it from a business point of view. You want to be attractive, you want to be appealing, you want to be curious, build the curiosity. You know, when you're going to events, taking pictures of the events, videos, you know, and show your personality as well. You know, if you're kind of not confident doing videos, this is the perfect kind of thing to kind of build that confidence, because they're 10 seconds long. There's different ways that you can kind of come across to people and think of something interesting that will want people to come back every day. So, for example, what I do is I do something called fit hacks. So it basically started because I wanted to help people fit in fitness kind of things, even when people feel like they don't need to. You know, I have 3 kids, so I kind of just say it as, you know, showing people how to do certain little exercises throughout the day, like, for example, squatting when you're picking up things off the floor, and when you're doing the washing up, doing heel raises and stuff. So I demonstrate. I act a bit silly and goofy, as my sister calls it, and I just show everyone that it's kind of possible. So, you know, have something that kind of makes you unique, that brings something back. You know, that's not something that you have to think of right away, but, you know, build up a following, share it on Facebook, get people on there. Another good thing is about Snapchat, what I love about it is because you don't need to be a professional. Everyone who uses Snapchat is using the same camera, so no one's going to be using a fancy camera that you couldn't afford, you know. And also, you know, that whole idea of fake it till you make it, because no one can see how many people are following you, no one can see how many people are watching your videos, so you can literally act like you are like Eric Worre on stage, like Network Marketing Pro. You know, you are this amazing person with all this knowledge and all this like inspiration, and people who don't know you, and even people who know you, don't know how many people are actually following you, who are actually watching. So I know a lot of people kind of think like, oh, it's a bit silent and stuff, but if you interact with people, and when people add you or you add people, just start a conversation. It's like, thanks for the ad, or, you know, looking forward to watching your snaps and stuff. Send me a snap, you know. You can send pictures, you can send videos saying, hey, I'm just going to check out the chat. Is it best to open to everyone? Well, it's up to you. Personally, I do, because I open up all my social medias through that. How do you find people? Just put it out on Facebook, who's got Snapchat, add me. Instagram, who's got Snapchat, add me. Here's my Snapchat code. Here's my picture, and then you could like just screenshot your picture. Have you had good product and business responses from using it? Yes, I'm just starting to gain people who have had quite a lot of people who said to me, you know, thanks so much. I've started like losing weight actually just from doing the fit hacks and stuff, and then I kind of like get it to on Facebook, and then people ask me what kind of shakes I use and where do you get them from and stuff. So building it through that way. A business side, I haven't done much towards business side right now. I'm kind of focusing on product and building through that way and getting people onto my Facebook. Can you add random people, or do they have to be your friends? You can add random people, but you have to have their Snapchat username or Snapchat code. If I add someone, can they see my Snapchats, or do they need to add me back to see my Snapchats? Okay, so when you add someone, I think it is they can see your Snapchats, but you can't see theirs unless they're open. I don't think you can see theirs until they add you back, but they can see yours. I think that's the right way around. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, people add me. Yeah, how many people? Sorry, I'm a bit confused. Why is it good for building business? Because it's showing your story. So if you want to show that you're consistent every single day, that you're taking a product every single day, that you are building your business every single day, then you are going to need to, you know, with Facebook, if you're putting up a picture of your shake every day, I always feel like I might be boring people, and people might start saying, oh, it's just another shake picture. But if you're using Snapchat, well, for one thing, it disappears after 24 hours, so they can't flick through all your pictures of shakes, but they will be able to see today's new shake, which is whatever amazing flavour. And also, I try and make it funny or like look nice, so sometimes I'll make it like, I'll show it being blended, I'll show it being like fast up or slow motion pouring in and stuff, and put filters on it and stuff. So just showing people that you are really being consistent on the product, and you know, that's what it's all about really, isn't it? About that's how we got people involved. You know, I've been doing this for 2 years and a bit now, and I still have people coming back to me, still going, oh, are you still doing that? I really want to order some more and stuff. So definitely being consistent is the best. How do you check if it is public? Right, so if I might need to share the screen again. Okay, let me go into share screen mode again so I can show you how to do public. Share screen, here we go. So if you go into the top hand corner, you can see the little kind of wheel. This is all your stuff. So you should be able to do, yeah, here, there you go. Who can contact me? Everyone or my friends. And I've done everyone. Who can view my story? You can do everyone, friends, or custom. So that's how you choose. Then obviously you'll have your basic kind of details on there. If you're wanting to take a picture of your Snapchat code to put it on Facebook, I suggest tapping on it once first, then it's bigger, it's clearer, then doing a screenshot and then editing out the stuff. I take a picture and put a nice image of you on there so they can kind of see who you are. You get to think about, oh, as the shared window is closed. Oh, right, okay, sorry. Yeah, so it's about 4 or 5 pictures you get to take, so they go very quickly one after the other, so it's a bit of a collage. Might take you a few times to take it. Okay, so let's go back. Do you have to physically click on me to see my stuff then? Yes, you have to make people want to come back to see you every single day. That's the key. But also with the Snapchat stories, if people start watching one Snapchat story, it will go down to the next one when theirs is finished. So it kind of just keeps playing until someone goes off. So, you know, so many people is it a good idea to follow people back? At the moment, there's no kind of downside as to follow people back, because obviously there's no like, you know, like on Twitter, some people don't follow everyone back because of they don't want it to look at a balance, like someone have 3,000 followers and then, you know, that kind of thing. So there's no reason why you shouldn't follow people back, because there's kind of, people can't see who follow you and you can't see who follow other people. But, you know, the main thing is that you can see every single eye that is watching your video. That is the main thing that you need to be focusing on, is keeping those people there. Why should they come back to you? So make your Snapchats interesting. For example, you might not want to go back and watch the cat lady. You know, just keep people interested and keep people, what was the eye thing again? So the eye is basically, you can see every single person who watches you. So when you have a story, let me try and see if I can open it in. Sorry, I just knew you. Here we go. Oh, cool. Right, go away. Here we go. Share screen. So when you tap on the 3 dots, oh, so the 3 dots that are like there, so the arrow next to it is, you can save your whole story and it will save as a whole video, or if you want to save it individually, you need to click on it and you need to click on the arrow at the bottom. You can also delete it if you put something on there accidentally, which I've done before. And also so the eye is here, if you can see, and next to it is like a little arrow over an arrow, and that basically says, for example, if you screenshot it, so I just screenshotted it, so if someone screenshots it, it should come up with a 1. Don't know whether it works if you screenshot yourself. They can see, and you can literally see every single person who has watched your Snapchat so far. So these are all the people who are like your little fans. So, and if you see people at the same time, same day, then you kind of know that they're man. And then I'll back to that. And it was a personal one like Kathy. I have debated it, having a product and a business one. It's up to you. If you have 2 phones and you think you can handle it, yes. If you don't have 2 phones, then probably not, because it would take a lot of faff to sign in and out. Oh, good. I'm glad it made sense. I'm glad it helped. But it really is like, for example, the generation Y, or the generation young, now kind of live off YouTube. And YouTube has fastly become the most used search engine, because you can literally type into YouTube. I did tonight, how to stuff mushrooms, don't laugh. And it comes up. You can YouTube how to set up a tent, and it comes up and it shows you, and it's so much easier than Google, because it actually shows you what to do. And obviously you can't search things on YouTube, but so many teenagers, 14 to like 25-year-olds are using YouTube instead of watching TV. They'll watch people on YouTube. So this is what Snapchat is going to become like. People will be able to watch, you can watch famous people like what they're called, the Kardashians, the Jenners. You can get their Snapchats and you can watch them on Snapchat. So it's literally it's like seeing into people's behind the scenes. Like, you wouldn't put this stuff on Facebook, you wouldn't necessarily put it on YouTube either, but it's like seeing behind the scenes of what it's really like. It's real life. Yes, I'm glad it's been useful. Right, can you hear me still, people? Hope so. But yeah, so the eye thing, I don't know whether you guys kind of saw that when I was doing that, but basically the eye is the most important thing. So when you go onto your Snapchat story and you can see the eye at the bottom screen, it will show you every name of every person who has watched your Snapchat story that day. And those are the people who are going to be interested. Those are the people who you should be connecting with, who you should be chatting with, talking to about, just making conversation, trying to meet up if they're friends and stuff. They're the people who are actually watching. Whereas, versus watching people having even a YouTube video, having a Facebook video saying that there's 300 views, but if no one's liked or commented on it, you don't know any single person who's actually viewed it to go and talk to you about it. So that for me is like the massive thing that is the difference of being able to see that. So obviously you need to make sure that you're kind of growing a following. Try and add 10 people to watching your Snapchat story every week. So find new people who want to watch it on your Instagram, like in groups that you're in on Facebook, your friendship groups, obviously. Anyone who's in your phone book, you can add them straight away if they've got Snapchat. And yeah, make sure you have a picture of you as well, so they know it's you when you're adding them, because it can be really confusing talking to people who don't have a picture and don't do stories. Yeah, but just get playing with it. The best way that you will get used to it and get good at it is by using it. So make sure you use it, be exciting, and be just, show how consistent you are on the product, how much you love the business, but keeping those rules of, the idea of building the curiosity. Don't necessarily be doing like, I'm looking for 5 team members now, like quick before your last chance shot leaves. Like, don't necessarily do that all the time. Maybe if you want to do that, do it like once a week or something, because if you have got the same people watching you, then people will pick up on that. So you want to be building that curiosity and showing people how busy your life is, but how manageable it is as well, because you don't want people to think that you're so busy that no one else can do it. Can you upload a picture, or do you have to take one? No, you have to take one. You can upload a picture if you are doing it in a message, but if you are doing it to your story, you have to take a picture. I think there is actually an app where you can do that, but that would be cheating a bit, because the whole point is that it's supposed to be everyone has the same camera and stuff. So if you're like uploading a picture of you that's like taking in a model shot, then people will kind of know that that's uploaded and not real life, obviously, which is not a problem if you want to do that. But yeah, the whole point of it is the idea of it being real life. What I do is I sometimes take pictures of my screen of my computer. So like, I'll do like a quote in the morning sometimes. Oh, your profile picture. No, you have to take them. So yeah, maybe do it like when you're looking in the morning when you're feeling a bit more fresh. I had to wait as well. It took a few takes as well. Yeah, if no one else has any more questions, that's kind of all I've got for you guys tonight. So I think, Emma, I don't think this bit's being recorded, but I think the first part was, so that's probably the main bit. You're welcome. And if people from my team, can you just stay on, please, so we can do a bit of wrap up. Oh, I'll just do the quote quickly to end with. Where has it gone? So the quote was that I said earlier, that is this week's weekly mantra, is let the refining and improving of your own life keep you so busy that you have little time to criticize others. And that's by H. Jackson Brown Jr.
Cool, thanks, Anna.
You're welcome.
I'm going to sit in a dark room. Yeah, I really appreciate you letting us all jump onto that. It was really, really useful. I feel like I don't have a clue what I was doing, and now I've got much more of an idea. I don't know how much I'll use it, but we'll see. But thank you very much, guys. If you're not in Anna's team, you can just log off this now, just so Anna can catch up with her own team later. And I'll see you all on Tuesday at 9 o'clock on our call. See you later. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.